This segment of the Bass Tour Anglers podcast is brought to you in part by Top Tier Tackle. With over 30 years of experience in the rod building industry, look for Top Tier's XT, Affinity, and Valor series this fall, wherever fine tackle is sold. Welcome to our Pro Tactics segment. Our guest today is a bass fishing superstar. Make no questions about it. He's 5-time on the all-time money list for career winnings, over $3.6 million, 13 career major victories and tour-level events, 2 world championships. He's also the host of Project E on YouTube. Welcome to the show, Edwin Evers.
Hey, thanks for having me, Keith.
Really appreciate you making out some time. Where in the world are you today?
I am in Wisconsin, right here in Neenah, Wisconsin, outside of Lake Winnebago. I got a Major League Fishing Cup event, but we can't talk about the results. You know, these cups are aired to be live down the road. So enjoying some really cool Wisconsin weather up here.
Outstanding. We won't ask you about the results. So being a Bass Pro today, it kind of means that you have to become a content creator yourself. Do you have your own production company?
Yeah, I'm not that talented. I just know how to catch fish every now and then. I get fortunate and I can catch one. But no, I teamed up with a really, really talented couple that's super good at it. And they've been helping me tremendously with this project. Yeah, I couldn't do it all myself. And it's just, I'm really, really happy and fortunate to have them on the team.
Every bass boat is a camera these days, right?
You can, there's no secret hidden lure anymore. I mean, you know exactly what I'm throwing and what brand I'm throwing in any tournament or any given situation because, just with the internet and all this live coverage, it's never been better for the fan to try to figure out what the pros are throwing.
Outstanding. I completely agree with you. I find that I don't even watch television anymore. I get home and I watch whatever's on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's a really neat tool. I mean, heck, if I want to change the headlight out in my niece's Jeep when she was at the house during dove hunting, you look it up on YouTube. If you want to know how to do anything, you can do it on YouTube. And, with that also is fishing.
Yeah, I think we really learn the effect and the importance of the media platform when you've got television people and other celebrities doing their own kinds of podcasts. Just goes to show you how important the platform is.
It's a really neat platform too. I mean, you can just reach so many people and interact with them with questions, and it's really quick. You can also turn stuff around very, very quick. With television, you film something, then it comes out a year later with the way the TV buys. And, YouTube, I can film something today and have it up tomorrow.
All right, so tell us about the Project E series. I've got an education background, and I began watching this probably a month and a half or so ago. And so I know what good content is because I understand how people learn. This is fantastic stuff.
My whole goal with Project E was just to be able to teach and to be able to help other anglers. And, I just felt like through YouTube, I would have an opportunity to fish a lot of different lakes, teach on how I break those lakes down. People can learn from my mistakes. I'm not saying the way I do it's right or, I show it all. I show the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, there's some really good stuff, and then you'll learn the stuff that I do wrong, and we'll both learn from it. But it's been a lot of fun, and it's just an instructional YouTube series that basically comes out every Tuesday. And, I film all over the country for it, and it's been a lot of fun doing it.
So the motivation, obviously, to teach, but I gotta believe that sponsors love this kind of stuff too, right?
I think so. I hope so. They've all commented on it, and they've shared the promotional videos that I put out for them. But I did it to help anglers. I did it for people want to learn how to fish, and we got a lot of new people coming into the fishing arena. And all the projectees aren't from a bass boat, the deck of a bass boat. Some of them are going to be from ponds, some of them are going to be from a river or a kayak, or the ways that I got started fishing. So when I started as a kid, I didn't have parents that fished, and they didn't bass fish at all. And it took me a long time to learn and to read. Back then all we had was magazines to read. And now with YouTube, I hope to help some kids out there that maybe have parents that don't bass fish. And, maybe through YouTube, they can learn the right ways to do a few things.
Are you looking for a bass rod that won't break your bank? Introducing the XT series from Top Tier Tackle. Proprietary carbon nano blank, grade A full cork handle and foregrip, top performance stainless steel, tangle-free guides, lightweight and durable, and a 1-year limited warranty. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Top Tier Tackle LLC. Visit their website at www.t3rods.com. You said something a second ago that's a really big deal. Obviously, with the quarantines and the shutdowns because of the COVID-19, we have maybe more people now coming back to fishing or coming into fishing than have been there. I can't believe, when I go into tackle shops, I can't believe the crowds I see there, and I can't believe the fact that they're having a hard time keeping stuff on pegs.
Hey, the lakes are the same way. Every day I've been on the lakes. It's like Labor Day, 4th of July, Memorial Weekend, every day of the week. It's usually, going to the lake's a good place to quarantine and be away from people, but some of those lakes have been pretty crowded. So that's a great thing, though. It's a really neat sport, and I think it's good for kids, and families to bond and spend time together.
How is the response? I mean, we get comments on our YouTube posts. What kind of response are you getting from folks?
Been overwhelming. Just, a guy sending me a picture of an 8-pounder he caught from one of the videos, and another guy telling me he caught the best 5-fish stringer ever from another video, or this tip really helped him. I got an email this morning from somebody that caught him doing the shallow water technique. I talked about getting super shallow in late summer, and he went and did it on his lake there at the house and had great success. So those kinds of things really put a big smile on my face, and it just makes me want to do that many more of them.
We're speaking with Edwin Evers. He's a bass fishing superstar. He's the guy in charge of Project E. If you haven't seen that on YouTube yet, you got to make sure you start looking at that. It's an amazing how-to series. Edwin, a pair of episodes that really got my attention were the episodes you did on using Google Earth to find fish. That to me, I mean, I know Google Earth has been out there for many, many years. It never occurred to me to use it. After I watched Google Earth, you can add me to that list of people. I went out and found 3 crush points, 3 places on my lake where current pushes water through narrow spots. And I'm not telling anybody where those spots are, but it's my old lake, and it's producing like a new lake for me. Tell me about that.
It's crazy, just Google Earth, how many bass tournaments, high finishes, wins I've had from using Google Earth. And maybe that's why I may be so tired the next day, tournament day, because there's times I've literally stayed up till 1, 2 in the morning just studying Google Earth, trying to find as many waypoints to go fish the next day. And then I'll do it all over again the next night. I will go fish stuff brand new that I've never fished before straight from Google Earth.
Now, I know you've got a football background. I know you played football in college. I'm guessing that film study was a lot of what you guys did back then. You do film study, you take it into the game, you feel a little bit better because you feel like you know your opponent a little bit. Is that where your study of Google Earth comes from? Because it feels like going into pre-fish with some spots, that's an advantage.
Huge advantage. Just having the most amount of knowledge you can have on any body of water is going to give you a lot of confidence to go fish that body of water. So, with our rules, we can't get any outside information. I can't get the best local or the best guide for a lake. And, even if it's not a tournament, a weekend guide, they want to go have success when they go. And, spending 15 minutes to an hour on Google Earth, it helps narrow down your search. I've always said 90% of the bass live in 10% of the lake. And, with that Google Earth and some of the other videos I've done that, just kind of helps narrow that down for the guy to go out on a Saturday on his day off and hopefully put some fish in the boat.
Now, you're not just going to Google Earth and looking at it one time. You're looking at various maps from various years because the water levels change, right?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of Google Earth. They've taken so many different photos through the years, and obviously some lakes are better. The more populated lakes, the more houses around them, there's a lot more photos from the years back. And you'll catch a photo where the water is really calm and clear and you can see stuff underneath the water, or you'll catch a photo where the lake's flooded and you can see maybe where clear water's coming in. That'll be a spot to go check out. Or maybe you'll catch the lake with it frozen and you'll see a hole of open ice, and then you're like, oh, there's a spring there. I mean, there's just so many little things you can learn from Google Earth from going back in those photos.
Wow, I don't fish too many lakes where there's springs, but that's something I would have never thought to look for. That's amazing. That's amazing. So going to a lake with a bunch of spots because you've also got a video, it shows how to take those spots that you found on Google Earth, load them into your electronics. So you're heading out to that lake with spots already in mind for pre-fish. That has got to give you a feeling of at least comfort, right?
Oh, big time. I used to have to write them all down, then go to my unit and type those in. Well, there's a big margin of error there. Just you get to type in so many waypoints. It takes a long time. And a buddy of mine at Lawrence figured that out, Jacob. And, he shared it with me, and then I shared it with Google Earth. So it's a way that you can stick a card that goes into your unit, right into a computer, save all those waypoints that you just had, convert them over to where your depth finder will read them, and then load them into your unit.
Tired of the same old? Check out the new Affinity Rod Series from Top Tier Tackle. Soft touch EVA split grip, custom 30-ton nano blank, C-grade reel seat, top performance stainless steel, tangle-free guides, ultra lightweight, superior impact and fracture resistant, and a limited 3-year warranty. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Top Tier Tackle LLC. Visit their website at www.t3rods.com. We're speaking with Edwin Evers. He is a bass fishing superstar, and he is giving us absolutely the most amazing information about the use of Google Earth. If you haven't seen his Project E series on YouTube yet, you need to make sure you go and see that. Now, last summer, you won the Red Crest World Championship. That is one of my all-time favorite episodes that I have ever watched of Major League Fishing. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes. But I got to know, and this is on the upper Mississippi River, but I got to know, did that Google Earth study help you for that event?
Absolutely. That's the only way I would have ever known where to go. It was from a previous event that I had there that I found that spot. But no, absolutely. I found that on Google Earth.
So now you did not lead that tournament wire to wire. It was close in the preliminary rounds that you would even make it to the championship day, right?
Yes, sir, it was. The way that event worked, we fished the first 2 or 3 rounds on pool 8, and then the final championship round was on pool 7, the one above. And, I was doing really good the first 2 rounds, and then we get to the sudden death round or the knockout round. And, man, that day it kind of struggled on me. And I caught a fish with a couple minutes to go to pass Stephen Browning, a good friend of mine. And I felt bad about passing him. But, man, I sure was happy to catch that fish and be able to move on to the championship round.
Now, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Now, is that because you knew that spot up in pool 7? Is that what you were kind of banking on?
Oh, I was banking on it 100%. I wanted every opportunity I could to get up to pool 7 because I knew at one point or another. I mean, I should have won a previous tournament there on a 5-fish stringer, and if the guy that was in my boat and saw all the fish that I lost, he would testify right here with you and said, yeah, he should have won because I had one of those days that I couldn't land any of them, and the good Lord just had a different tournament for me to win out of that spot. Because if I'd have won that tournament out of there that day, the spot would have been exploited, with the TV. And we talked about this at the beginning of your podcast. There's no secrets anymore. So it just worked out good that I didn't win previously, and I was able to win then at Red Crest.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? I know that's a year ago, but can you tell us a little bit about how those fish lined up, and what put those fish in that spot? Was there current? What was it?
Absolutely. So basically, there was a little creek, just a very small drainage. barely deep enough to float my boat. Probably 12 to 16 inches. It was really hard to get in there. I had to move logs and dodge and weave to get in there. And then once I got in there, it's just a big lake, and had a lot of water volume. But right before the lake is a beaver dam that dammed that creek up. Well, the water was falling, so all that water coming out of that lake, if that lake's coming down, it comes down like this, then it goes over that beaver dam. So you got a pinch point this way, and then you got a pinch point going this way. And so there's just a little hole about 2.5 feet right in front of that beaver dam, and those fish were just sitting there facing into the current that was leaving the lake, and it was on every cast.
It's a magic spot.
It was a magic spot. It was really phenomenal. When I pulled in there that morning, I caught quite a few really quick. Well, then it kind of died down. I didn't realize I was sitting on top of them because I wanted to get all the way in over the beaver dam before I started fishing. And I guess when I got over it, I was sitting right there on top of them, didn't know it at the time. And then I fished all the way around the lake, caught fish all the way around the lake, but not like that spot at the beaver dam. When I got back to the beaver dam, I caught 23 and 23 casts, or 23 and 23 minutes. I mean, I caught one every cast till my arms got tired. My arm actually cramped up trying to reel those fish in. I needed to sit down and drink a Gatorade or a water, and I didn't want to stop fishing.
That episode, by the way, you got to go take a look. Major League Fishing is the YouTube channel, and you got to look up that $300,000 day, and it's amazing. Now I watched it about 4 times, and I feel like I got like 28 out of 31 casts or something like that. You caught fish in there.
Yeah, it was quite an epic run right there.
It was great listening to the commentators. They were really having a good time with it.
Yeah, they were.
Oh boy. Well, thanks, Edwin. What is next for you? What's coming up the rest of the fall for you and into the next year?
Got a few sponsor obligations. I'll be at Table Rock Lake next week and be filming Project E the following week. Bow season opens October 1st. I've got a really monster giant deer that I would love to have an opportunity to encounter. But other than that, just being home, being a dad, being a husband, spending as much time as I can with the family, just traveling all year. I really look forward to the fall. I'm going to have my son out there helping me harvest pecans. We'll start harvesting pecans about the 3rd week of October. And I think I got a pretty good crop. So if anybody out there needs some pecans, for those pumpkin pies or any of that stuff in Thanksgiving or Christmas, look me up on Edwin Evers Pecans. I got some of the best fresh pecans and candied pecans that a guy could ask for.
Well, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing with that. Edwin, thanks so much for being with us today. This is an absolutely golden segment for the show. I think it's one people are going to want to come back and watch over and over and over again. Good luck to everything in the future, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Thank you.
God, you could sing Modern Helen of Troy in a real world style. Could start a religion with a launch coach smile, and I want more.